Welcome to Relate Higher, a podcast dedicated to providing the leading standard in conscious higher relating and to teaching you a conscious framework for all of your relationships. This is your go-to resource for developing meaningful, conscious relationships across your life. I'm your host, award-winning relationship coach and consultant and former family lawyer, Letitia Ringe. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back to the podcast, my friends. Today we are talking about how to connect with your masculine and feminine energy within you. Now, we're talking about this topic as part of our second series on the podcast, which is all about how to create and cultivate a conscious relationship with yourself so that you can create and enter into conscious relationship with other people in your life, including your romantic partner. Now, remember, when we use the word conscious in terms of a conscious relationship, we are talking about a great relationship, because the only way to create a great, thriving, healthy relationship that gets better, deeper, and higher over time is to approach your relationships consciously. And it all starts with our relationship with ourselves. So in today's episode, we'll be talking about connecting with your masculine and feminine energy, which are the two sources of creative energy within you that make up your creative power as a human. Deepening your connection with your masculine and feminine energy is a lifelong practice and work that will yield incredible results across your life. You will experience more flow in your life, more abundance, more love, more freedom, more health, more happiness. And I want you to know that it's not about learning how to do it once and then doing that thing that you learn and then all the work is over. You will have a lifelong relationship with your masculine and feminine energy, and it's about learning what each of these energies, their purpose is and what they need, and then moment to moment, understanding within yourself what each moment needs from you in terms of your creative energy. So in order to create anything in your life, you need to understand these two energies, because the world, including you, is made up of both masculine and feminine energy. It's how we create anything. They both work independently of each other while also being connected interdependently, which means the functioning of one of these energies impacts the other. So we want to do our best to express our masculine and feminine energy in a healthy way, and then do the ongoing work and conscious practice to be aware of what each moment needs from us. We also want to learn how to do this because within a relationship, especially within a romantic relationship, we are able to have the relationship hold both of these energies, where one person in the relationship is holding the masculine pole of energy and the other person is holding the feminine pole. Because you're holding the opposite opposing energy for the other person, this allows your experience of the energy that you're holding to be deeper than what you're able to experience alone. This also allows for you and your partner to come together as a unit, as a team, so that you are experiencing a unity together. This ultimately prepares you for the ultimate unity we are all advancing towards in our life, which is our unity with creation or oneness itself. So your romantic relationship and all your other relationships in your life to a lesser degree are all here to help you advance both personally as well as spiritually, not only within yourself, but also for that ultimate sacred union that we're all building our way up to, which is your ultimate union between you and creation itself. All right, I want you to know that most of the education you learn about on the subject of masculine and feminine energy is at best superficial, and for the most part is completely inaccurate. For starters, masculine and feminine energy is often equated with men and women, with gender. We all are made up of masculine and feminine energy, and the more that we learn how to understand and connect with both of these energies within us, the more whole as a human we all feel, and the better we're able to show up, the more powerful, the stronger, the more control and power we have over what we create in our life, the more we're able to create from this place of power. I know it's unhelpful to use the term masculine and feminine to talk about these energies because they seem to suggest that we're talking about gender, but these are just the most common ways of referring to these two energies. So I ask you to do your best to really check yourself when you find yourself wanting to equate feminine energy with being a woman and masculine energy with being a man. You will become more attractive as a person no matter what your gender is or how you identify with gender, through embracing both your masculine and feminine energy within you. I also want to let you know that if you'd like to learn more about this subject, I have done many podcast episodes in the past on the subject. I will link a few of those in the show notes, one on healthy masculine energy and one on healthy feminine energy, as well as relational polarity, which is about the use of masculine and feminine energy within a romantic relationship. In this episode today, I will be exploring masculine and feminine energy in a very simple way, but please don't underestimate the value of what you'll be learning in today's episode. I want to keep it simple because this topic of masculine and feminine energy is huge. We could literally talk about it for many, many hours. In fact, I have been personally practicing and deepening my own understanding of masculine and feminine energy for 10 years, and I've been teaching about masculine and feminine energy for 8 years. The more I move through life, the deeper my understanding becomes, and the more expansive my understanding of both of these energies become. We simply can't talk about it in one podcast episode. So remember, it's a lifelong practice. It's something that you will be experiencing and from moment to moment learning what is needed and how to express healthily that particular energy that's needed for any moment, relationship, or simply for your own functioning in life. And it is a lifelong study that is nuanced and complex, and there's just so much to uncover within ourselves through exploring this topic. Okay, so I'm going to draw upon one of my favorite teachers and the way that they talk about masculine and feminine energy. Please know that this is not an exhaustive or the only way to talk about masculine and feminine energy. In fact, the way I talk about it is much more expansive, but for today's episode, we're going to focus just on this specific way of talking about the subject. The teacher that I am referring to is one of my favorite teachers on the subject of masculine and feminine energy and relational polarity. His name is John Wineland, and he has a book called From the Core, which is one of my favorite books of all time, and I recommend every single person in my life to read over and over again. I've read it many times, and I think I'll continue to read it many other and more times throughout my life as well. Now, the way that John Wineland talks about masculine and feminine energy is referring to masculine energy as being the part of you that desires more freedom, and the way that that freedom is found is through the quality of awareness, which in its purest and highest form is masculine energy. Feminine energy is about the desire for more love, and in its purest form, it is created and experienced through experience itself. Now let's dive further into these terms based on my own interpretation of masculine and feminine energy and the way that I want you to think about it in today's podcast episode. So if we want to strengthen and understand our masculine energy, you want to think about the part of you that desires more freedom in your life. Now, you incorrectly will believe that more freedom is found through changing of your circumstances, through people, through places, through conditions. But what you learn throughout your life is that true freedom is found through accepting what is. When we talk about accepting what is, we are talking about the quality of awareness. You'll remember in previous episodes where I've shared with you about the quality of awareness, which is one of the essential elements of a conscious relationship. We are talking about the part of you that's able to meet and accept what is. Awareness is all about seeing. So if you want to see more, you need to be able to see without judgment and without condition. Otherwise, you put your blinders on, you only see what you want to see or what you don't want to see, or what your brain has been primed to see, rather than opening and expanding your awareness to actually see what is happening in front of you or within yourself. So developing your masculine energy is all about cultivating awareness in your life, your ability to see what is happening within yourself or within another person or within a situation or a moment, and accept it as it is. When you see more, you know more. This allows you to make better decisions about your life, about yourself, and about your relationships. So the masculine energy within you is actually about stillness. It's about not changing anything, but seeing everything as it is and accepting it as it is from this non-judgmental, unconditional place. The more you see, the better decisions you're able to make about how to direct your experience moving forward. What do I need to have a better experience? What does my partner need to have a better experience? What does my life need to have a better experience? This is what masculine energy is in its purest form. So the way to connect with and understand your masculine energy is to learn more about how you cultivate and expand your capacity for awareness. John Wineland also uses the term awareness interchangeably with the term consciousness. So the more conscious you are, the more aware you are. The more aware you are, the more you're able to see life, yourself, and other people as they are. Now, interestingly, in relationships, almost every person is yearning to feel more seen, more understood by their romantic partner or by their friends, their family, etc. Almost every conflict comes down to this desire. When you learn to deepen your relationship with your masculine energy, you are actually learning the tools to allow yourself to be more seen. Here's why. Your masculine energy is the part of you that sees. It is the seer. The way that you experience feeling more seen is by being more seen, which means that is up to your masculine energy. So you will be more seen the more you enhance your ability to see, to be the seer, to see without judgment, to see and accept what is. So for all of you who are desiring to feel more seen, the more you develop your relationship with your masculine energy that doesn't need anything to change, that is able to meet truth as it is and see and accept it, the more seen you enable yourself to be personally, and the more seen you will enable every other person you interact with to feel seen as well. Finally, on the subject of masculine energy, your masculine energy is the part of you that is holding the space. It's not experiencing the space, it is holding the space through seeing the space. So there is this unchanging, still part of you that doesn't need to be doing anything. It's not interacting with the space, it's seeing it. It's not trying to change it, it's seeing it. Feminine energy, on the other hand, is about being the space. It is in the experience of the space fully. It's not holding the space, it is experiencing the space. The way that John Wineland talks about feminine energy is that it is about the desire for more love. And the way that we experience more love is through experience itself. Now, what's interesting here is that being in your feminine energy, which means you are experiencing life and allowing yourself to be seen in that experience of life, this is actually a very vulnerable thing for you to be doing. So many people want to feel more seen, but they don't allow themselves to feel seen because they're either not seeing and accepting themselves, or they're inhibiting their own expression, their own truth of their experience, because they are deciding that what they're experiencing is bad, wrong, not right in some way. So the more that you allow yourself to move through life, to experience life, for life to be messy, for life to be spontaneous, for your experience to be what it is, the more you allow yourself to relax into your experience, the more you open to your experience, the more you open to life, the more you allow yourself to feel and be seen, the more you allow yourself to express yourself and your feeling nature based on what you're experiencing. This is actually what allows you to experience more love. And the way you feel more love is not found in another person. It's not found in changing whatever it is you're experiencing. It is found through the openness of yourself to experience itself, and through that openness, allowing yourself to be seen by your masculine energy, which is what is seeing and accepting yourself as you are. So see how these two energies are actually supporting each other in allowing that ability to see and be seen actually be fulfilled. They're always working together, even though they both work independently. So while your masculine energy is the still part of you that's holding the space, that's able to take the information it's seeing and then make great decisions to lead your life, yourself, and your relationships, the feminine energy part of you is the part that is fully in the experience of your life, of your relationship, of yourself. And as it truthfully emits that experience, that gives all the information that the masculine energy part of you needs to make great decisions and to see and accept yourself, which is what allows you to feel more love. This is what is available within you every moment of every day. So your desire for more love and to feel more seen, which comes from your feminine, is about you deepening into your own experience, being truthful about the experience by saying yes to whatever is coming up and being fully in that experience, and then allowing the masculine energy within you to accept and see you in that experience. It's a beautiful thing. So feminine energy is always in movement. It's in flux. It's in flow. It's dynamic. While your masculine energy is that unchanging part of you that is simply seeing. I love this depiction of masculine and feminine energy because it really shows us how different these two energies are through their form and even their desire, and yet how each of these energies support the other in achieving their ultimate desire. The masculine energy desires freedom, the feminine energy desires love. The masculine energy helps the feminine energy access more love, and the feminine energy helps the masculine energy access more freedom. How is this possible? So the feminine energy is going to show the masculine energy where it is not being seen, where it is not being accepted, where it is being unconscious, where it is being judgmental. This is great information because it allows the masculine energy part within you to be activated, to go back into consciousness. Equally, the masculine energy part of you, which is able to see you in your experience, is going to be able to see where you are not open to your experience, where you're closing yourself off, and therefore where you're not open to love. Love is life. The masculine energy just wants to see you in your truth. That's actually all you want as well. So the masculine energy can show you through seeing you where you are not opening to love itself, to life itself. That's the way that they support each other, and it shows that interdependent relationship. Now, to understand the power of these two energies, I want you to think about just within your own life and within yourself. If you were able to look at yourself and fully see yourself in any moment, in any experience, in your life as it is, and for who you are in this moment today, and you were able to see yourself and accept yourself as you are in this moment, this experience today, what would be different about your life? If you allowed yourself to fully experience each moment without inhibiting your experience of that moment, and also without inhibiting your expression of that experience of that moment, i.e. the way it makes you feel, what would be different about your relationship with yourself and the way you show up in your life? These are questions for you. I want you to see that through these very simple ways of understanding masculine and feminine energy, there is so much that opens up within ourselves and simply just our own relationship with ourselves. Then you can imagine or even ponder the impact of these energies within a relationship and a romantic relationship context. If you experienced your partner seeing and accepting yourself as you are, having the capacity to expand their awareness so that they're able to meet your truth without reacting, without responding, but accepting you exactly as you are in this moment, how would that feel? What would be different about the experience you have within your relationship? If you allowed yourself to be fully in your experience without inhibiting, with full expression, and you allowed yourself to be fully seen by your partner, what would be different about your dynamic? If you allowed yourself to fully see your partner without trying to change them in any way, fully accepting them and their expression in this moment, what would be different about your relationship? If they allowed themselves to be completely uninhibited and express themselves fully and experience life fully and to be seen in that expression and experience by you, how would that benefit you? And how would your relationship ecosystem be different? This is the power of masculine and feminine energy, and when we learn how to consciously work with these two energies, we can learn how to shift between them in a relationship, how to deepen into them using the container of a relationship, and ultimately it all starts with the work we do within ourselves to have our own personal relationship with these energies. So as you move forward and create and cultivate a conscious relationship with yourself and improve your relationship with yourself, you are learning how to see and accept yourself as you are without needing to change anything, and how to allow yourself to fully be in your experience without needing to inhibit your experience and being in the full expression of your experience, and realizing that love is available to you at all moments through allowing yourself to fully experience the moment as it is without inhibiting that experience of that moment. This is actually all about unconditional love. In fact, I would say the marriage of masculine and feminine energy is unconditional love. In addition, the marriage of masculine and feminine energy within a relationship is a conscious relationship. Conscious being aware, and relationship being everything to do with love and connection. All right, my beautiful friends, we're going to leave this episode here for today. Like I mentioned at the top of the episode, if you want to learn more about this subject, I will link some other podcast episodes to the show notes of this episode. And you can also go ahead and research other teachers on this subject as you continue to learn more about your masculine and feminine energy. And finally, if you want to take a deep dive into connecting with your masculine and feminine energy within yourself and in the context of a romantic relationship, I invite you to join my Conscious Relationship Coaching Program. You can join this whether you're single or in a relationship, and you'll be learning about how to work with these energies within yourself as well as within a romantic relationship. Whether you're dating, whether you're healing a broken heart, starting a new relationship, whether you're improving an existing relationship, deciding whether to leave, it's really important to understand how these energy dynamics impact your relationship with yourself and your relationship with your romantic partner. And it can lead to some of the most profound relationship experiences that will literally blow your own mind as to what's possible. And it's my absolute pleasure to introduce you to this work. You can find out more and submit an application to be coached by me in my Conscious Relationship Coaching Program at relatehigher.com/CRCP. All right, my beautiful friends, I'll see you in our next episode. Thank you for listening to Relate Higher, your go-to resource for learning how to consciously approach all of your relationships. To deepen your learning and practice, make sure you're subscribed to receive the Relate Higher community newsletter. This is a weekly newsletter sent to you every Monday, providing further coaching and education to support your relationships. Subscribe at relatehigher.com/community. And if you haven't yet left a 5-star review for the podcast, we ask that you please do that now so that this podcast can reach other listeners who also want to learn and practice conscious higher relating. Because remember, the more people who learn, the better relationships we all enjoy.